Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Gabriel Night 3. I'm here with Retro Kaiser again, and we're looking at these pools of blood.
Are you sure it's not maple syrup?
Not much. Earthy. Dead. Anyway, sure doesn't smell like wine.
Yeah, this...
No way.
I used the taste icon on it.
Considering how friable the ground looks, I'd say that was a lot of blood soaked up, wouldn't you?
Yep. Maybe even all of it.
Which explains why there's no blood near the bodies.
Yeah, but geez, I thought the voodoo murders were strange. What do you make of this? Neat little piles?
Geez, I thought the volcano murders were strange.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I totally should have sent you the PDF when we were doing the comic reading. Not the...
Yeah.
So you would have...
It sounded awfully dumb. It would have sounded more smarter.
Yeah. So it was totally not kind of... You read the comic wrong because I did it with the screen share like a fucking idiot. I'm the idiot here.
And red.
Although volcano murders is a great line.
Oh, yeah.
There are two slightly curved indentations here.
Footprints?
I don't think so. Wrong shape.
So what are they?
Alright, and here's Gabe gets to use his special powers. It was like I said, the Mosley puzzle was when I already fell in love with this game. So when this like dark shit starts happening in the game, like this is when like I was really hooked.
Knee prints, of course.
Knee prints, of course.
The assassins must have made them kneel, and then...
But there are no other prints. There should be some sign of a struggle, or at least the footprints of the assailants. Victims just wouldn't kneel down and be cooperative. Huh, Knight? What about the assailants?
Mosley's right. If those are knee indentations, why are there no footprints?
They must have levitated away.
Let's look around and talk about stuff.
Well, aren't you in for a surprise when Gabe does his psychic shit again?
Ugh.
Oh, shit.
That's $10 you owe me, honey.
Yeah.
What?
Is it just the blood designs and the knee imprints make it sort of look like a skull face?
You're even weirder than you were back in New Orleans. You know that?
Yeah, I do know that.
To repeat myself, doesn't the blood prints and the knee indents sort of make it look like a skull face?
Oh, yeah. A skull face with a big red nose in the middle.
It's too weird.
Rudolph the dead-nosed reindeer.
Nice. Oh yeah, I think I got stuck in the trees trying to move the camera around. So those branches actually do like reach out a little bit.
Nothing on there tells me why the killers picked this spot to dump the bodies.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, this Armchair of the Devil, this is an actual place in Rennes-le-Château.
There's no blood.
I'm just looking around here because I wanted to make sure that I'd gotten all the clues from this location. But I think, yep.
No matter how much times I look at that scene, it's very gruesome, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Definitely. Like this is the clincher. Like if you played all the way here, then this is the point at which you start to officially like think like, oh crap, I want to play this game all the way to the end.
They will. And I'm sure they will appreciate your thoughtful protection of the murder scene.
Hey, Madeline.
And what are you doing here, Monsieur Knight?
Why don't you call me Gabriel? This monsieur stuff is so French.
Right. What are you doing here, Gabriel?
I came to keep Moe's company. He's a bit squeamish, you know. Never could stand the sight of blood.
Shut up, you hoser.
I am beginning to think there is more to both of you than meets the eye.
Oh, there's more.
I remember how the lighting at the graveyard when the Mallory and McDougal were roughing up Abbey kind of ruined that scene when Gabe was hiding in the shadows.
For the police. They are French police after all.
Well, in this scene you're about to see actually a pretty clever use of lighting in just a second.
Au revoir. À bientôt. Toutle ou.
Your wish is my command.
Tootle ooh.
By the way, Gabriel, can you tell me the two dead men's names?
Me?
I saw you and your little girlfriend talking to them last night in the parking lot.
Oh, see, Gracie, my assistant, caught a ride with them from Paris, but she didn't know them.
That sounds very odd to me, but perhaps the police will be more understanding.
Oh, come on. There's no need to waste their time. Maybe you and I can go over it more thoroughly later.
Very well. I look forward to it.
See you, Madeline. Toodle.
Yeah, see how Mosley's been cast in the shadow?
Shit. Give me a ride, will you?
Get on. Just make sure those hush puppies don't mar the chrome.
Clever.
You used to be a lot of fun.
Oh no, they're not
You
gonna
know
ride together,
You
are
could
they?
touch your toes once. Shit happens.
Oh, very romantic.
Yeah, it's those moments are great. You know what? There is a moment on day 3 when actually Gabe and Mose actually do ride on Mosley's moped, but unfortunately we never get to see it. It
I
happens
don't
off
think I'll
camera.
get much out of those two, not with the stuff they're sipping.
Right. Just looking at Kelly and
How's life, Jean?
Oh, Monsieur does not wish to know.
yeah. Now we're just gonna start kind of snooping around. I think we're gonna go bug Larry Chester next.
I'll go get the Harley.
Oh no, I'm just kind of looking over the different places where Mallory and McDougal drove. If you remember, we copied the tire tread from the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now there's this obvious new texture here that wasn't there before.
Looks like the same tread to me. Prince James's men must have stopped here.
I think even with the
Why
accelerated
would
graphics,
Mallory
it does
and
stick out
McDougal
like a
stop
sore
here?
thumb.
They were probably driving around checking out the valley.
It definitely
Maybe they
looks
stopped
de-
once
definitely
too
more
often.
aged. It just looks like they just put like a
And
big
that's why
square
they
thing
were
over
killed.
the thing. Definitely looks out of place, especially with the linings of the other pixels.
Yeah. And here's another place. Now Gabe's at Chateau de Serres. Or Chateau de Serres.
Black paint on the windows. There's a bit of convenient decor.
I hit escape there, and I don't know why Gabe went on the grass. It's a weird place for him to go to look at that, but there's the driveway leading up to the chateau. Here they actually kind of match.
These tracks match Mallory and McDougal's
Yeah,
car.
they do blend in with the background there.
Now, why would Prince James's men be snooping around Chateau de Serres? I doubt they came here for the wine.
I think it was just because L'Hermitage, you know, that you go there earlier, so they had one set of textures there, and then they had to create that extra texture for the tire tracks when on day 2, whereas with Chateau de Serres, you only see the parkway. I don't think you could go down the you know, the way up to the mansion without as Grace. We never did go there.
Yes.
How very suspicious that he's still alive.
Well, he wasn't driving around the
Only
valley.
spare a few moments.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate it. You know, a friend of mine, Grace, she drove into town yesterday with a couple of guys. Friends of Prince James of Albany. Real nice guys. Scottish, I think. Mallory and McDougal, I believe their names were.
Are you going somewhere with this, Mr. Knight?
I was wondering if you knew him.
No, I'm afraid not.
Perhaps it's unclear who I'm talking about. You must know them, because after they dropped off Grace last night, they came here. I saw you let them in.
2 men.
2 men.
I love that Larry doesn't question the fact that Gabe saw them coming there.
They asked directions. They were only here for a few minutes. Is there a problem?
Not for you, I suppose.
Yeah, we're gonna ask about the handshake.
Mallory and McDougal are now.
No. I gave them directions and they took off again. Have you seen them?
Yup.
Oh, where?
They're dead. Their bodies were found at the Devil's Armchair, just down the road.
My God.
You seem surprised.
Of course I'm surprised.
Okay, and now that we ask about the handshake.
About those 2 men who stopped here last night?
Yes?
This may sound strange, but I was taking a walk by the parking area next door, and I thought I saw you all exchange an awfully complicated handshake. For 2 guys who stopped for directions, that is.
How dare you spy on me? I want you to leave.
Now he
No.
questions it.
Are you a Freemason, Mr. Chester?
Now, or must I call the police?
I think you know those men and Prince James. And I think you know the real reason those men were here. I'm trying to help Prince James myself, even if that means pissing people off.
Mr. Knight, I haven't the slightest idea who you are or what you're talking about.
Right. Uh-huh. Well, thanks for your time.
Alright. And now, we gotta get all up on Larry's business. He's talking on the phone. I love how his phone doesn't have a cord. Well, this was the late 90s. Maybe the cordless landline phones were actually a thing already. But the phone booths, they actually did bother putting in the cord. But that's the thing that would have been really hard to do anyway in like early 3D games.
Gabe's animation.
I love it. I love the.
I know it sort of looks like he's going, ha! Da, 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 da.
Yeah, and how convenient that Larry completely ignored Gabe's motorcycle that's in his driveway. I wonder where that Gabe fellow went.
He must have fell down that well.
No, I mean, I think it would have made more sense if we had to leave it at the Chateau de Blanchefort's parking lot again, and then come here to spy on him. Okay, and he was fiddling with the alarm clock. So remember that coat hanger we picked up all the way at the beginning of the game?
Mm-hmm.
Finally gonna get to use it.
I wonder what time he set on that clock.
Luckily there's a convenient hole in the window for us to use the wire hanger. This is some legit MacGyver shit right here. I love this.
I'm so glad we don't have to use the preparation H on the window this time.
I don't think we have it anymore.
Now, if I can just press the alarm button. 2 a.m. Got it.
Alright, and now he's putting it back the right way around and he drops it. I don't know if you can make it out, but it actually fell behind that little table that the alarm clock is on. So just conveniently, so Chester won't suspect anything.
Well, he seems to be very nearsighted, so I don't...
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Bowser, I'm so sorry. What a klutz I am.
It is quite all right. I was not paying attention.
Oh, no, it's my fault entirely. I was worrying about something else and not watching at all.
And Lady Howard, is she recovering?
Yes, she's resting quietly. Thank you.
I am very glad to hear that. Good day, Miss Stiles.
Good day, Mr. Bowser.
Alright, I'm not sure if this is a part in the game that you can ignore, or because I went back to the hotel because I'm kind of ready to go talk to Grace about Mallory and McDougal, but Estelle took off and now we're gonna follow her, and we're gonna get a new location.
Stalking skills get you somewhere, folks.
Or I'm wondering if this is the kind of deal where Estelle will keep driving around the valley until you decide to follow her from one of the different locations you can follow people. Because you do need to find this location in order to beat the game, so I don't know if you can do it later as Grace. I'm following with the cursor again, if you haven't noticed.
Estelle stopped in the middle of nowhere, as far as I can tell.
Alright.
Ooh.
And this is an interesting...
Creepy point.
Because here we get to finally find out about a little bit about the past of Lady Howard and Estelle.
Binoculars. I got some with my bike, too.
What was that word Gabe just said, Hanu?
Uh-uh.
I know, that was a total dick move right there. Yeah.
Oh, I can say it now. I had that...
There's nothing here but trees.
I don't know, I had something wrong with my head that one time when I couldn't say that word.
Another treasure hunter.
Okay.
Hi, Estelle. Everything okay?
Did you follow me here, Mr. Knight?
Me? Uh-huh. I just stopped to see if you needed help.
I do not need help, but thank you for your concern.
Don't mention it. So, how come Lady Howard's not with you? Kinda joined at the hip, ain't you?
She's had a very difficult morning. I would have stayed with her, but time is of the essence.
How did you meet Lady Howard, anyway?
Her family was the largest landholders in my village. I knew her growing up, of course, but we never played together. She made quite a name for herself on the stage, you know, when she was younger.
Huh.
And I was working in London myself as a nurse. I went to see her perform. Well, we became friends. When my father died and left me the cottage, we moved back to Hampstead. It's not exactly the manor she was born to, but it was sold years ago. Ironically, it's on the market again.
Does Lady Howard still perform?
Well, she's taking a break from her career.
So yeah, we're finally kind of honing in on the fact that Lady Howard's kind of like a washed-up actress and really out of money, and that's why they're looking for the treasure.
You wouldn't be here if that was the case now, would you?
Some people don't care to tell other people their business.
Oh, that's kind of rude, isn't it? It was a perfectly friendly question.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that Lily really prefers we keep our business to ourselves. Some people can be ruthless, you know, particularly...
Men?
Well, now that you said so yourself.
I just gotta wonder, why did they really need to make her that friggin' pale?
Spot you and Lady Howard are betting your treasure hunting dollars on, huh?
Really?
I know, she looks just as pale as the two dead bodies that we found earlier in the game.
Yeah, she's got that death pallor.
All that stuff about ciphers and nonsense.
Saunier didn't conjure that money.
Well, I'm not saying he didn't find something, but what if he took all there was?
Does Gabe's shirt look even more filthy now?
There's got to be something here, and
And we've got to find it? Why is that, Miss Styles?
It's none of your business. I'm sorry, but that's all I'm going to say about it.
I don't have anything else to say to her. Looks like we got her.
I remember that reminds me of a joke that Mitch Hedberg did once, which is when he tried to get his teeth whitened, and he got one of those scales that shows you how white your teeth are. It says like, it's the most depressing thing you can ever get. You find out your teeth are not white. I'm not even white. I'm off-white. We're a new race. We will prevail. I'm not even white. I'm off-white. Alright, I think now we're finally gonna go talk to Grace. Okay, and this is a really important part of the... This is another one of those story-heavy parts. Oh.
Hey, you still got the Preparation H in your collection.
Oh, I did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we don't use it for anything anymore, so I don't know. Gabe just kind of loses it by the time of day 3.
I don't think anybody's in there.
So Wilkes has gone off somewhere. And Bukele's in his room writing. Oh, we didn't go. Oh, we're gonna call Prince James again. That's what I forgot about this. Yeah, there's a lot of story things that go on, and this is another part that you can easily kind of gun through and just miss a lot of like story things because of that. The telephone cord is kind of thick.
Stewart residence.
Mesme, this is Gabriel Knight.
Hold on.
Is that a telephone cord, or is that just plain rope?
It's him.
Well, you know, there are those old telephones that
Hello,
have kind of
Prince
like a
James.
weaved,
I'm afraid I have some
weaved
pretty
string
bad
around them.
news. So
I know, but that even
your
looks
man
thick
was
even
Yeah,
for
that
that.
definitely doesn't look like rope.
I see. Yes.
It looks like the rope he used in the second game to climb out the window.
I can tell you everything I know about it.
Prince James isn't at the other end, and they're like just talking through like the tin can and the rope situation.
Drained into the ground. We found 2
There, I don't know if you could hear it, but there, like, Gabe's voice
ritualistic.
faded out and then faded back in, so you kind of got the idea, like, a little bit of time had passed when he was telling what he found at the murder
The
scene.
killing still revolved around blood. I think...
Mesme and I were just discussing this. You see, I have certain affairs which you know nothing about, and I'm not inclined to involve an outsider.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that picture. But if I'm to...
That's why I sent my own men down there. Now this, frankly, I don't know what to do. My son's life, my son's life means everything to me.
I know.
And Mesme thinks you'll be able to do some good. So I'll ask you to keep your eyes open, at least until further notice. But that does not mean intruding on. Please, just try to stay focused on finding the child.
Sir, I'd be a lot more successful if you told me everything.
Goodbye, Mr. Knight. You'll hear from us soon.
God.
Sounds very worried there, doesn't he?
Well, his baby's gone, so wouldn't you be? Yeah. So it's... So, big surprise. We are going to actually meet Prince James again. Actually, right here in Rennes-le-Château. He's going to drive in on day 3. And Grace has been reading that book, the Holy Grail book, that was left on our...
I know it's difficult, but come back from the light, Gracie. Come back, come back.
All right. I was almost done anyway.
So what's it...
Hey, kids!
God.
What?
Okay, this was the part I was talking about.
Case, were you?
Oh, go on, Grace. Tell us about the book.
Okay, check this out. Talk about wild. It ties together Freemasonry, the Templars, this group called the Priory of Sion, and like this bizarro theory about the Holy Grail. Well, what do you want to hear about first?
Freemasons.
What's this got to do with the Templars and the Freemasons?
Okay, according to the book, the Templars were the founders of Scottish Rite Freemasonry, and when they were persecuted, some of them fled to Scotland and changed their name.
What's that got to do with Rennes-le-Château?
Only that whatever is going on here, the Freemasons are obviously still involved. Some secret knowledge must have been passed down through the organization.
So, what's this Grail theory you mentioned?
Okay, now, the Grail. Are you ready for this?
Go on.
The Grail is supposed to be a vessel, right, like a cup, and it contains the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, go on.
The book suggests that the Grail is an allegory for an esoteric secret, a secret so heretical that it had to go underground throughout the Middle Ages. It was passed along as the legend of the Grail.
And that secret is?
That Jesus had descendants. The Grail itself is an allegory of the womb of Mary Magdalene. Okay. In other words, her womb, right, the cup, contained his blood, or rather bloodline. His heirs.
Get out of town.
Kinky. Is anyone actually buying
Hang
this
on,
stuff
all
about
this story
Jesus
sounds
having
familiar now.
descendants?
Sounds pretty Looney Tunes to me.
Whether it's true or not is not the point. The point is these secret societies believe it, in a big way. Okay, look, Mary Magdalene came here, right, after the crucifixion?
That's what they say.
Okay, so, she brings the kids, or maybe she's pregnant. Her descendants intermarry with local nobility and become the Merovingian dynasty.
The Merovingians are supposed to be descendants of Jesus?
Yes, and the Catholic Pope betrayed and murdered them, but some of their line survived.
You're losing me.
Sorry, Mose, I'm on a roll. Okay, so, the Merovingian survivors hid in this region and had backers here. Well, it could explain why so many heretics kept cropping up in the Languedoc, like the Cathars and the Templars, and Rome kept trying to wipe them out, to bury the secret of the bloodline.
Gee, those wacky popes, you just can't trust them.
Maybe it's those funny hats, you know, all that weight up there on the head.
Fine. I'll shut up now.
What's this got to do with the Templars and the Freemasons and Priory of Sion again?
They're all supporters of the bloodline, dedicated to getting the bloodline back on the throne.
I was going to say, yes, I'm familiar with the story thanks to Da Vinci Code now.
Yeah. But this came before that, so that's kind of cool.
Perfect cover.
Proof? Like what? A 2,000-year-old birth certificate with the father listed as the son of God?
Jesus was of the royal house of David, and if he had children, it would have been in the temple records.
If the Priory and the Templars were both supporters of the bloodline, then how come they split up?
I don't know. Maybe they had a falling out.
Like Martin Luther and the Catholics.
Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel.
The Professor and Mr. Howell.
Don't start.
I'm not sure I want to know, but who or what is the Priory?
The Priory of Sion is an offshoot of the Templars. See, they split off before the Templar persecution, way back in 1188. The Priory returned to France from the Holy Land and set up a bunch of monasteries here.
What's that got to do with now?
Well, the Priory still exists, and they seem to have some kind of major agenda going on with Rennes-le-Château.
Here's a random thought. That whole argument between Prince James's men and the Abbé, if the men were Freemasons, could the Abbé be Priory?
Maybe. But I was thinking that Montreux might be Priory.
Montreux?
Yeah, he's the owner of the local winery, Chateau de Serres. There was just something weird about that place.
I'll have to check it out.
So we have to go to the Chateau de Serres.
Masons are both supporters of the bloodline.
Interrogate that Montreux.
They'll be ripping each other's throats out.
I don't think they're that friendly, Mose. They may have started out in bed together, but that doesn't mean they always agree.
Oh, kind of like the U.S. and England.
Reagan and Bush.
Hardcastle and McCormick.
Siegfried and Roy.
All right, already.
I love the
Priory's agenda in Rennes-le-Château.
I'm not sure exactly. But whatever it is, it probably has something to do with the bloodline.
How does this relate to the treasure?
The authors think Saunier found the Templar treasure all right.
I'm sorry, but I just love the way... I just love how Gabriel says, how does this relate to the treasure?
Get this, blackmail the Catholic Church.
Yeah, Saunier found the genealogy charts of Jesus.
Like the Priory or the Masons.
Well, it's a theory. Was there anything else I should know about the book?
Oh, maybe just one small thing.
Okay, Gabe.
Listen.
Mose has a great line here.
Many of the prominent families in Europe today claim Merovingian descent, including the Habsburg-Lorraines, Wittelsbachs, Plantards, and Montesquieux in France, the Sinclair family in Britain, and the Stuarts of Scotland.
The Stuarts? Prince James is a bloodline descendant?
Holy genealogies, Batman.
Well, it does kind of change the whole picture, doesn't it?
I really need to go.
You catching a train?
I love that.
I still want to read a bit more. So let's meet back here at 5, shall we?
Sure. See ya.
Look at that slob mostly leaving his soda pop bottle on the table. It doesn't
Bruce,
see a bottle though.
that right up.
Go figure.
Alright, and that's the end of the episode. When we come back, we'll start to find more clues. Any last words?
No, not really.
Okay.
I just want to know what happens next.
All right. Yes, you'll find out next time. Bye.